Presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Arizona Cardinals. With fall around the corner, football is back, America, and we're underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now.
Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Wentz now on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now they'll run it on the toss. Able to slither by. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. The Pro Bowler Patrick Peterson back deep for Arizona. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd.
Second down, Johnson. Pushing through tacklers at the 30. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. They pitch it out to Johnson. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Third down, Jackson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On fourth down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow. Ball finds his way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now. Here we go. Waiting.
In trouble in the ball. And, oh, that is going to be a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. This is fielded inside the 5. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second down, Jackson caught right side, Gresham. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
Detroit!
On third and 1, Jackson nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Taking it about the 16. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over first and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And, of course, coming off the safety the last time they had the football. Never want that.
No, that's pretty unique, too, isn't it? When you give up points that way and the scoreboard, you look up and it says 2-0, it can throw you a little bit. Let's see if they can put that to the side and move forward.
Winston, the Eagles now with a first and 10 at their own 18. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got room. And he's brought down after a good game.
I know a lot of coaches like the toss play because they think it can be a real momentum shifter. Get the ball to that back who can get to the corner and turn it upfield. And on this play, that's exactly what they got, including a first down.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
On second down, here's Wentz. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Here's Wentz to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They run for it with Ajayi. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Oh, man. 4th down and 1, and you're on your own side of midfield? That takes a little bit of courage to pull off, but they went ahead and snapped it, and it'll work out for them as they get the first down.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 47.
81. Great 15. That's it.
Throwing his Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Go. The 20. That's it.
From the gun, it's Wentz. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Now it's Ajayi. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. They converted once earlier in this drive, but they'll roll the dice here again on 4th down. Now a toss play. It's Ajayi. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Well, they deemed it 4-down territory, and they got 4 yards to pick up the first. Wentz now on 1st down. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job. And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Shotgun now for Wentz. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And a return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Here we go.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Timmy Jernigan, the Florida State man, in on the stop.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
On second down, here's Jackson. Flush to his right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Fletcher Cox able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. On third down, Jackson. He's going to wind up and air it out. This is caught inside the 15. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The Cardinals into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from the desert after this. The Cardinals into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. From the gun, Jackson rolling to his right. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
He'll get it up the middle. Call it a gain of a couple. The defense stiffening here. It's 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Set! 319! 319!
They'll try to run it in. Johnson. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Cardinals will extend their lead. Sebastian Janikowski on for the PAT. Janikowski adds the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. To kick is Janikowski. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Black. Here we go. Back. 81. Black, come on. Run.
Now Wentz. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. As the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
Lion! Go, sit for 20!
Throwing on first is Wentz. It's complete left side to Aguilar. And he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. As the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Black. Go. 20. Straight 15. Straight 15.
On first down, Wentz. Buying time to his left. And he gets it down to the 32. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. The Eagles hustling to the line, clock rolling.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. They've got a first and goal from the 10-yard line. Working from the gun, Wentz. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. In for the score. And the Eagles have cut it back within a score. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. This is fielded a couple yards deep. So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. Brandon Graham in there to get him for a loss of 5.
Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one goes for 36 yards. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47.
Lucky 56. No. Check. Patriot. Gone. All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Detroit!
From the gun, it's Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Michael Bannon able to drop him for a loss of 4.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Jackson from the shotgun. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him.
The Cardinals on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Jackson now, operating from the gun. Dancing to his left. He can run for it, and he will. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a first down on 3rd and long. And somehow, he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
Yeah, if you look at the coverage defensively, oh, this is great, but no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
At some point, you actually have to tackle it.
David Johnson on his way. Touchdown, Cardinals. David Johnson, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Cardinals now adding on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Out to kick is Janikowski. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he powers his way up past the 30. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. This is Ajayi. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
The Eagles on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6.
Trey 15.
To throw, it's Wentz. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. The Eagles send out their punter now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. Now it's Peterson. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have just it on the ground.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. They go to Johnson again. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Brandon Graham in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. Here's Andy Lee now as he's on to punt for Arizona. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On the ball. We got 3, fellas. We got 3.
And they'll run it here. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the fourth quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't they?
The Eagles on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. To throw is Wentz. Steps away to his left. Aguilar has it. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. He got 29 yards that time. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
From midfield, here's Wentz. Looking left sideline, it's complete. That one goes for 24 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Wentz to throw again. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker. Complete. Over 100 yards receiving for him now in the opener, and it's a first down. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dallas Goedert from 10 yards out. There the Eagles are back within a score.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Cardinals. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he's got some space here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
David Johnson here on the catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Operating from the gun, Jackson escaping the pressure right. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
Play action. Now Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Derek Barnett in there to get him the 6th time they've sacked him tonight. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Detroit. Detroit.
Play action. It's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll start out on the ground with a jive. A nice little juke. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Tackle made there by Ben Heaney.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. The broken tackle couldn't create a ton of space. He'll be taken down just beyond the 35-yard line. The tackle there by Patrick Peterson. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout called as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Eagles on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. He's back to throw. And Jeffrey's got it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. An Eagle first down. Wentz hooking up with Jeffrey. Obviously a big first down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. But I don't think necessarily you need to spike it. But they've got to continue to move quickly.
Wentz now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They'll toss it to Ajayi. Able to corral him right at the midfield stripe following the sparkling display of footwork. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Now they'll run it on the toss. They find some open field here. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And a short gain here down to the 22. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say, could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. Right now, everything resting on the right foot of Jake Elliott. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And this one is right through. And the Eagles are going to win the football game. Well, my friend, for the players, it's good for them to get that first game under their belts. For you and I, that first Thursday night game, also good for us to get that under our belts, wasn't it?
It was no longer preseason. We were into the regular season, the first game of the year. And, you know, all eyes were watching this one. Everyone was excited that football was back.
And it's just special. You could just feel it. It's so good to have the pigskin back out there. It'll be crisp fall weather before we know it.
You got that right, but I love the build-up to it, right? All day long anticipating it, and then we got here and we saw a game, the first game of the year. Let's keep going.
So for the Eagles, they start the season with a great win on the road here in the Thursday opener. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to